Man, forget it. I'm gonna pour me a glass of wine.
Please do.
Huh?
Please do, because I'm going to have me a drink.
You like my grandma used to do. They used to have a good time.
Janie! What's that name? Trying to, before people start joining in, can be right there. Look all light skin and jump. I got my drink right here. And I got the questions right there, so I got the questions and everything right there. I'm just trying to put it right here too. Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. You better watch out there now. What I was trying to do is I was trying to pull up so I could see it over here. And then that way. Oh, so is it sideways for everybody? Because over here it's sideways. I guess, yeah. Do I need to turn the camera? But I have to put the camera. Does everybody have to?
What is fall over here? What is fall over here?
I use that over there all the time. So y'all hold on. I'm like, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to flip it up. Please, I hope I can do this without it. You know what? I used to have the same problem at the radio station. But I can't, you gotta scoot in a little closer if I do it like that. Yeah, so you got to come a little closer. No, it's up to you. All right. Now I think everybody can see it. But I don't know if I even know. So,
Paul's over there.
I know. It's the internet, so you ain't gonna worry about it though. Yeah, we're gonna do a conversation, right?
Right.
We're gonna have us a converse. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend like you guys aren't even there. So we see you, you know what I mean? We see everybody, and we're gonna love you, and we're gonna send as much love as we can. This is the Talleys, we're not technologically savage, but we're gonna do the best we can. What's up, Jamie? What's up, Cuz Jeff? What's up, Jamie too, and Tammy? That's why I was supposed to have it over here so I could see it. But
I see it spinning.
yeah. So I got my partner, and what we're going to talk about is some of the questions that people asked us or asked when I posed it, and that's kind of what I wanted to do.
All right.
First of all, what did you feel about that Christmas thing?
Christmas thing.
When I said something about, when a woman says, you and everybody buy me nothing for Christmas.
I didn't see it. I didn't
Good.
see it. But
I'm glad that she don't be on Facebook like that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But when I tell you that you don't have to buy me nothing, it's because with me, with me, I keep it real. I give it straight to you. So if I say don't buy me something, that's really what I mean. You don't have to buy me something, because I can't think of anything that.
Same time though, Same time, you remember the time you said you don't really have to do nothing for my birthday?
Oh, that don't count.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't.
It's
No,
the
it don't.
same.
No.
It's the exact same thing.
And
she told me one time,
so
she was
mad.
like, she said, you don't have to do nothing for my birthday, you know what I mean, this year, because, you know, and I'm all right, you don't have to do nothing. And guess what? Just like, who was that said, one of my boys said, well, if that's what she tells me, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Don't do that. Because I was mad, and I'm still mad about that.
I listened, and she was pissed.
I was pissed. I was.
So,
because I was like, I can't believe he didn't give me nothing for my birthday. He was like, you say you didn't want nothing.
And guess what?
Now you know.
But I never do that again. Though.
Nope.
I never do that again. But you know what?
Nope.
On that birthday before, I tried to give her everything she wanted. And it was one minute thing she said she wanted that I didn't do. And
you're still talking about
I'm
that
still
cake.
going to talk about that, man. I went all out with the limo and the performers. And
you did.
Set out
everything was nice. I couldn't ask for more, but I missed your cake.
But she wanted me to bake a cake from scratch.
He make a hell of a cake from scratch. It's a liquor cake. And when he make it, it's so moist and so good.
Why you have to tell me it's a liquor cake? That's all right.
Well, it's all right. It's the truth, but it's good. It's what I like. So, I mean, he right. He's right. He gave me everything that I could think of. More than I could ever think of. Best birthday I've ever had. And I complained about a cake because I was spoiled and
Yeah. All right. See.
Yeah.
But that was one mistake that I made. I listened to her.
And that was a mistake I made.
I listened to exactly what you said, and I shouldn't have. You know. All right. So I wish you had your glass.
I have my glass.
But this is the Talley's going to kick off a conversation, and one of the first questions that we wanted to tackle that was on the list was, how did we meet?
I'll let you tell me. I'll let you start.
Huh?
I'll let you start.
She gonna let me start, and I guess she probably gonna correct me.
Interject.
Yeah, she gonna correct me, and she gonna interject. So the way that we met, I think, was a blessing. Because it was a point when I was down in Birmingham, Alabama. And no offense to Birmingham, but to this day, I still don't have a lot of love for that state. Only because it was a dark place for me, you know what I mean, when I was going through something. So, it was a time when I was freshly divorced. And I was alone on my own, had lost my job for a few years and lost a lot of stuff, and I didn't have the confidence that I had that a lot of people saw when I lived in like Jackson, Mississippi, or pre-St. Louis, or that. I was low, and so it was a time when I was vulnerable, and I didn't know, I was like one of the people, I thought I had game. I was like, man, I can spit it, I can talk it. I had a hairline, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have wave, but I had a kit in my head. So
He did.
I had one of them Duke kits in my head, you know what I'm saying? And had, you know what I mean, wore my little clothes. And but at the same time, I didn't have the confidence because spiritually, I was low. And I was so low, and I was broken over human things like the IRS, unemployment, divorce, loss of a father, my lover, loss of, just everything, depleted. So I was at a point where I was so low that I just didn't feel like I deserved anybody or anything. So the point of game or even trying to talk or holler or whatever, that was the furthest thing from my mind. But I didn't have a driver's license because of whatever happened in Mississippi, drinking and driving, Hines County, 3 times. You hit the top of the hill and you see that little roadblock at the bottom in the valley. They let you get all the way, and that's childish, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? They know every time somebody come over to the top of that hill, they know. Right there. They know that they can't turn around and do nothing. So I would hit the top of the hill 3 times, and ended up getting DUIs, multiple DUIs in Mississippi, which cost me my license. So I couldn't cash my check. And I'm glad because God lined it up for me not to have a license. Because if I had a license and everything, or if I would have had the same confidence and arrogance, I probably wouldn't have been. We wouldn't be together, to be honest. But I was so humble that I asked her like a gentleman. I was like, listen, I know you don't know me. I know you don't know me from nobody else, but would you mind if maybe I kept in touch with you? This was from cashing my check. And she was like, you don't have no driver's license, let's step to the side. And that's the first red flag, you know what I mean? But she cashed my check. And when she did that, she accepted my information. She didn't call me back right away, you know?
Well, but you have to go back, because when you originally came, you weren't even in my line. You were at another teller line.
Right.
But I was teller manager. I was teller supervisor. So because you didn't have your license, I was the only one that could override the whole transaction.
Okay.
And I normally, which is weird, I normally don't do that without driver's license, especially if it's someone that I've never seen come to the bank before, and I never saw before. But I don't know. When
you didn't know me from Adam.
I didn't know you from Adam. I was putting things on the line, but spiritually, I felt like you were okay.
Yeah, and I was. You know what I mean? I didn't have any ill intent. But on top of that, when I was at a state, when I wanted to meet her, I was staying at one of the dirtiest motels in Birmingham. The two-way in. Nobody's. That's like off of
3rd Avenue North, 20 and 3rd Avenue.
Yeah, it was basically a hooker motel. You know what I mean? Where prostitutes be knocking on your door every night. Either that, or he was asking if you wanted some dope or this and that. But the manager there gave me 3 nights for $99, which is all I could afford. So that 3 nights for $99, that meant a lot to me. And for her to visit me in that, to me, that kind of spoke about her character, you know. And regardless of her circumstances or where she was, I didn't know a lot about her, but I knew she was very pretty. I knew she carried herself like she was the sunshine of the earth, and I walked up into that, you know what I mean? So something in me clicked, you know, and I was like, you better get to know her, you know. And that's what happened. That's how we met, you know. That's how we met. She took a chance on me. And then after that, I asked her, you know what I mean, if you don't have to do the bank thing anymore, you know, step out and do something else. And that's what she did. You know, she became a flight attendant for American Airlines. And God lined it up, so boom. Yeah. I started making a lot of money and doing very good and seeing the world. You know? I'm gonna be looking for questions and things up there, but that's how we met, and that's how we got together. So the next question that was up was, what were both of our initial red flags when choosing a partner, and did we stick to them? You know what I mean, or did he kind of open up more? I showed you these questions first.
For me, the initial red flags was choosing a partner. I was just coming out of a relationship where I was engaged, and it didn't work out, and I walked away. So I was at a point in my life where I really wasn't looking for anyone. I mean, people would come into the bank and, you know, try to go out on dates with me and try to talk to me, but I had a block around myself. I didn't want to meet anyone, you know, and so some of the things for me that I had said in my head, like, this is the type of man I want, you know, when they say God has a sense of humor, he has a sense of humor for real.
I know what she's saying. She didn't want a hoe.
Yeah. Exactly.
She's like, Lord,
I ain't want nobody that
please don't send me no hoe.
I was going to keep me on my toes, but God has a sense of humor, because when he put us together, I had some ways and he had some ways, and God has a sense of humor. That's what I can say. That's about all I can say about that one. But, yeah. But I opened up more. I didn't stick to what I thought I wanted in a man, you know, because what I thought, sometimes what you think you want as a woman, when you have this long list of the perfect man, the perfect mate, it's no such thing, because we're not perfect.
Right.
Everybody has flaws, so you have to open up more if you want to eventually meet someone, a partner.
Yeah. So I would say my red flag was out of everything that I did. See, she had went through somebody being whatever, you know, loose or whatever. my thing was, I had been a part of that in my life, but in the back of my mind, I felt like someone left me because I lost my job and lost everything. Because everything else seemed, to me at the time, to be somewhat acceptable. All the bad, all the dirt, all the things that I did was acceptable, but when I lost my source of income and I lost my ability to provide, bam, that was a red flag for me. And the red flag for me became dominant was, what if I don't have finances? You know what I'm saying? What if I can't produce? You know? First time she showed up at that hotel at Tourway Inn, I used to have, what I would do is I set aside $20 a week. And for $20, I would buy a pack of bologna, a loaf of bread, 2-liter soda, ramen noodles, and I would put gas in the car that I had at the time. That was my whole $20 allowance. And I would munch off of that. You know what I mean? So, prior to that, I was the one who was buying drinks for everybody at the bar, cashing out on my ATM, and wondering how much I had left in my pocket to see how much damage I had done. But I was reduced to a state where I was like having to watch everything that I did. And she showed up with a first time she came to see me at that dirty ass motel. Mm-hmm. And it's still there.
Yes,
you know what I mean? It's still there.
Still the same way. Yeah.
She showed up with a plate of chicken necks, rice, squash, and a 6-pack of Bud Light ponies. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know. I damn near cried. You know what I'm saying? I was damn near about to bust in tears. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't had a home-cooked meal. I ain't had a sip of cold beer or nothing. And she's like, come on, let me in. I was like, man. And then at the same time, I was like, I like her. I really, really like her. And I was like, I'll be down. You know what I'm saying? You gonna give me something tonight, because that's one other thing I ain't had. And she shut it down. She was like, nope.
I'm not easy.
Yeah, she was like, oh, not tonight. So it gave me a lot of spiritual time to put things into place and say, you know what I mean? This is some of the mistakes that you made. And this allowed me to kind of correct it. So that's how we met. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
And we still cool?
Still cool.
I'm
got
a
a question up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into these, the ones that we answered. You know what I mean? That's like your spirit. I don't see any questions like that. Okay. Oh, how early in the relationship should you discuss finances if your goal is to be married? How early in the relationship? Yeah.
Yeah, not
because I'll be honest. For men, early discussions of goals, life goals, and finances, for us, or for men, is red flags to run. Mm-hmm. You know, that for us, that's like, okay, wait a minute, I don't even know you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the first thing that clicks in our head is like, wait a minute, you know what I mean?
Probably closer to when, like, if you're getting engaged and you're getting closer to marriage, then you kind of, because you want to know where you are. You want to know, like if you're engaged and say you get married in 4 or 5 months,
right.
Yeah, finances should come up when you're engaged, because not when you first get engaged, but maybe a couple of months after, and you're talking about marriage, because you need to know where you are, you know, what's affordable. But I will be honest, finances is a red flag for men. They run. I mean, even now, so in our relationship, I kind of just do
Is it because you
the
could be with a
thing.
dude that's like financially irresponsible?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You can, but you have to discuss finances at some point, because you have to know where you are. If you have someone that's just a top-notch spender and you're not discussing what's going on, then that's where you get the bounce checks. That's when you get stuff cut off. You're like, hold on, wait a minute, whoa. Why
that's non-gender specific.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Women
can spend too. Yeah. What y'all do, y'all tuck stuff in the closet and y'all don't let us see it. We do stupid stuff like park big shit in the driveway. Mm-hmm. Or you go
to the store and come back and you see another little toy out there in the yard and you're like, where this come from?
Y'all, the same thing. $500 and $600 pair of boots, or a $400 or $500 boat in the driveway, they're equal. I can't hide a boat in the closet.
But I
you
can
know what
hide
I'm saying?
some shoes.
But she can hide the hell out of some shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that. You know what I mean? No, but I mean, a lot of times I guess it's important to raise that financial flag in your own head maybe first. But if you present it and just take notes, maybe, you know what I mean?
That's true. Because, I mean, not saying a name or anything, but I have a relative who's going through the phase where, she's trying to settle down. And everybody she meet, the first thing she's saying is, my clock is running out. I'm ready to have a kid. How much do you make? I make good money. And then she say, well, Shawana, they're not talking to me anymore. And so I'm like, that's why. You can't say that in the beginning because, that's when you get ghosts. That's when people just disappear. And that's what, keep happening. So not too early, but you don't want to walk down the aisle and find out he got a negative $2 in his bank account.
But you know what? Even if he has a negative $2 in his bank account, that may not define his circumstances. What you want to do is you want to learn his habits.
That's what I'm saying. You have to learn something before you walk down the aisle because, I mean, marriage is about compromise, not necessarily just an overly balanced because one person might, have a lot at one point, the other person may not. Just like what you said with us in the beginning, I had or whatever, then you had, and then you were like, hey, get yourself together. You encouraged me to go back to school, and look how far I've been able to go. Yeah. And a big part of it is, all of it is because of you, because had not you encouraged me and say, hey, I'll hold it down here, even though I still was bringing stuff in, but you was like,
but I ain't gonna say it was because of me, because, you know what I'm saying, I believe that I knew you always had potential to be.
But the encouragement goes a long way. So when you have someone to say, I believe in you, you can do it,
So I think that kind of answers the second part of that question. Do we stick to the red flags of our initial things, or do they kind of loosen up? Because, she was like, if you're going to be a hoe or whatever, then it'll be something that he'll outgrow. And this didn't happen. And I was like, if she's gonna be a gold digger or something like that, or finances are gonna be the staple if we stay together or not, then it will reveal itself. And it actually didn't. So that was important. That was my red flag, my biggest red flag, and yours.
That's true.
Yeah. So the next question. Your last relationship told you that you don't hide nothing from each other. Ooh. You see, that's easier said than done.
I know.
Wait a minute. I bet you, I guarantee you that's slightly one-sided, because a woman can hide something from a man, but a man can't hide shit from a woman. I don't care if I try to hide anything from her. Oh my goodness. Even if she'll be like, you ain't breathing like you was yesterday or the other day or whatever. You must be doing something. I'm finding.
But that's because I had that investigative mindset.
Most women do. ID channel, Lifetime channel is messy. Y'all got TD Jakes, Steve Harvey.
TD Jakes not messy.
But he be throwing hints of stuff for y'all to check. Let me tell you something.
No, he doesn't do that.
Hear me?
I heard him, so I listened. Because that's confirmation. See, confirmation comes in threes. So if
when you do that,
he'll be like, I'm like, oh yeah,
that's those right little subtle hints. He be giving y'all them little subtle hints. I'll be laying in bed asleep. She be listening to TD Jakes. I'll be like,
because that's confirmation. That's the word coming to me in threes. And when it comes to threes, I know. So I just keep saying, you can go and tell me because I already know.
Yeah, okay. All right. So the next question was, in your opinion, I would like to hear from you. In your opinion, what do you think was some of our most difficult times? And how do we keep from throwing it in? And you can be honest, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody but us.
I mean,
yeah, it's just us.
The beginning was very difficult because it was a lot of stuff. Yeah. Stuff.
Go ahead and explain what the stuff is. I mean, you can go ahead and say. Okay, because I was previously married. Is that the stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was previously married. So a lot of times when people are previously married and they have children, you know, I have a total of 5 children, 2 beautiful children that I love to death, and they love. They've known us since babies. But in the beginning of the relationship, it was kind of rocky, you know.
It was never the children. Because
No, it
they
had nothing to do
always
with the
embraced
kids.
me from
Yeah,
day
it had
one.
nothing to do with the kids.
But
Yeah.
it was difficult because for me, it was, here I was coming into a relationship, a marriage, had never been married before, never had any children, you know, coming from being a bank teller to being a flight attendant, getting a chance to see the world the first time ever in my life, just being able to see so many different people, meeting so many different people. And I'm an extrovert. I love talking. So that was like right down my alley. So he's an introvert, believe it or not. But he is. I talk his ear off too. But the biggest thing was, you know, just getting adapted to it and dealing with, you know, being in a relationship and he's having his, you know, past marriage over that, and, you know, me trying to get acclimated into, you know, the relationship and getting to know, you know, kids' mother and, you know, the other side, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah, and some of the mistakes that I made, I mean, you kind of dancing around it. The first time I was saved, my mother invited us to Thanksgiving dinner. And I knew that she wasn't going to get along with my ex-wife. So I was like, Shawana, you mind if I drop you off at the store? You know what I'm saying? And you wait there at the store. Let me go get the kids, and then
No. Not in this lifetime. You didn't drop me nowhere. Well, huh?
So she was like, nah, I'm standing right here. I ain't going nowhere. So in the middle of that,
He started catching it.
in the middle of that, I caught it from everybody.
Nobody said anything to me, but
Right.
he was catching it.
But it was a cowardly way for me to try to handle it. But I didn't know what to do. I was young. I was in my 20s. You know what I mean?
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
You wasn't in your 20s.
I had to be.
No, you wasn't. You was in your early 30s.
I didn't. You telling my age?
But I'm just trying to keep it real. Don't you go backtracking.
All right, well, I might have been in my early 30s or whatever, but I was trying to deal with the situation in a way that nobody taught me how to deal with it. I never got mentored on introducing your current to your ex and how to keep balance, you know what I mean, and how to make sure everything is okay. So that whole trying to drop her off at the gas station, that didn't work.
He was trying to, okay, it's my first time, what was in Arkansas?
Mississippi.
I thought it was in Arkansas at the mall.
Starkville, Mississippi.
Oh, wherever it was, I had never been there.
It was Starkville,
And
Mississippi.
here I was, you know, coming from Alabama, but before that, coming from California, because that's where I was born and spent half of my life. So I'm coming from there to Alabama, didn't know anything about Mississippi or Arkansas, and he's trying to drop me off at the gas
I
station.
just said wait.
I
You know
wasn't
what
gonna
I'm
wait.
saying?
I
For a
didn't know
second.
nobody.
But I'm
at the
glad
gas
she
station.
didn't.
No.
I'm glad she didn't, because when the shit hit the fan, it needed to. You know what I'm
was
saying?
going to, 'cause
It
I
needed,
went just
yeah,
at the
it needed
gas
to.
station.
So, yeah, it was ugly. It was an ugly situation, but everything came to a head. And my children still love her today. And I eventually got to the point where everybody could sit and dine in peace. You know what I mean? Where my kids' mother and my kids, and, you know, their parents and me and, you know, Shawana, our people, I'm sorry, Dr. Talley, and our people could all just dine
Call
in
me
peace.
Shawana. But
Hey, what's up, Jalen? That's my son.
hey, Jalen.
Happy Merry Christmas ever.
Happy ever to you too, Jalen.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Love you.
Yeah, we love you to the end. So, hey, that was that situation. He wouldn't remember that because he was a
No,
baby.
he was little.
Yeah, he was in the bed in the back room.
Yep.
So now, this is a big question. I want to get this. I don't want to wait too much. Do you believe in roles? And you been gonna toss them both in, or just gonna take it one at a time?
I don't really believe in roles. I mean, in the beginning, you know how people tell you the wife's supposed to do this, the husband's supposed to do this. Now, what I do believe in is the husband is the head of your household, honestly. That's the only way that it's going to flow. Ooh. It's going to work. But
so, wait a minute. Define head of household.
Meaning that...
a lot of people don't understand what that means.
Meaning that...
Is it just because he's male?
No, your husband, because if you want to get into the biblical part of it, when God speaks in a household, it goes through the man, the husband, the head. And it's up, and the head honestly controls the household, because if the head is not in a line, then your blessings doesn't flow like they should flow. And just period. I mean, it goes back to the beginning of time. You know, man was created first. I know a lot of women are not going to agree with me. I get that. But
what if he's a fool?
Now that's different.
No, I mean
that's a little bit.
He's
different.
A man.
But he's the man.
And he's
what
if he's abusive? What if he's beating your ass?
See, that's also in the word too, though. You have to use your wisdom. You have to use your wisdom.
But he's still gonna let him be the head?
I'm not gonna let no fool leave.
But what I'm saying, if he's a fool and he's beating on you, I'm just because you have to address all of it.
I know.
If he's a fool and he's beating on you and he ain't making no money, you know what I mean? But you have the submissiveness to go out there and take care of the whole home. How do you address that?
But that's the thing, though. You still have your wisdom. You're still supposed to have your own mind at some point. So if somebody's leading you astray, that's when your wisdom step in. That's when you're supposed to have your mindset to have it. That's where that conversation is supposed to take place, because you don't supposed to let no. I don't believe. Somebody might agree. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I don't believe in letting a fool lead me in that aspect. Right. Because, I mean, the whole thing gonna crumble at that point. Eventually. You got to have, you have to have some mindset at some point. Yeah. Wisdom. I mean, what do you think?
Well, the original question is if I believe in roles. I think I think the whole relationship thing, when it comes to marriage, especially in time, it becomes fluid. Mm-hmm. Meaning it naturally flows a certain way. You know, I don't cut grass. I hire somebody to cut grass. I take the trash out. I take care of time something's broken. I take care of things like that. I will wash dishes. I will fold laundry. I will, you know what I mean? I will cook. I will do things. So I think the whole relationship itself should be one of these things that continues to flow. Mm-hmm. You know? So if you're unable to do something, I may not be able to cook greens as good as she can, but say she's out of town or something and my kids say they want greens, I will pay enough attention to make my kids greens. I may be out of town and my kids may say they want some ribs. She'd be like, okay, I'm gonna make some ribs. So I'm not, by it being roles, I think the household portion of it can be sustained if both people pay enough attention to each other. Mm-hmm. Now, what I don't like, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I know you coming. She's like, I'm going to fire right back. Mm-hmm. Don't you hit me and knock me in the fire. What I don't like, though, is for a person to throw it in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, say she takes the trash out. She'll come all the way upstairs and be like, yeah, I guess I had to take the trash out today. You know what I'm saying? I know the neighbors might have saw me taking the trash out as a woman, but guess what? I took the trash out. You know what I'm saying?
Because you say that. You the one. I don't have a problem with taking the trash out. I'll take it out in a minute. But
you know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing it.
Taking it out.
I don't mind doing it, but say I work all night. You know what I mean?
Okay, well then that goes into cleaning the kitchen and dishes. Sometimes I come in and you have the things picked. You have the whole kitchen's
I can do
clean.
it.
But what you say is, yeah, I tried to wash the dishes for you and everything, so brother, don't come for me.
Yeah,
we both
you got me back. You got me back on that.
So it works both ways. So you know, I got a memory on me. I'm coming back.
Okay, you got me on that one. Yeah. So if I clean up the whole kitchen, I'm gonna wait till you wake up in the morning and be like,
I cleaned up the whole kitchen and I did this and I did that. I'm like, I see it.
Oh, snap. Man. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next topic because you clapped back on that one.
Yeah, I got a good memory.
Oh man. All right. So that answers submissiveness. You said you think a man should lead the household. For me, I'm like open. I think it should be fluid. And we already talked about whether somebody's gonna be a
well, I ain't say lead the household. I just say more so as the head when it comes to the biblical sense with orders from God. Because I feel like when a man steps into his role as head, now I feel like things flow different.
Right. But say you have a daughter. Would you tell your daughter that she should be submissive to her husband, or what would you say?
Because honestly, I can't tell her to do that because I'm not a submissive person like that. I try to listen and say, but I'm quick to kind of go against the grain. You like stand down a little bit, stand down. Okay. So I can't tell her to just.
What do you mean stand down?
Well, not stand down like that, but I'm just saying you like hold on, go back, regroup, think about it a little bit, because So I wouldn't tell her that. But I agree with you. I don't think, I look at husband and wife roles just like if you were in corporate or something or working. You have your, you go into a job, they give you a role, a title, so per se. But when you go in there, you're learning all the other jobs too. So if somebody's out, you kind of I think each person, but role wise. But I'm just saying, role-wise, I think no, because when you're in a job, sometimes you have to, if somebody's out, you have to fill in for them and do their role too. You never did another role at work?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so that's the same thing.
Okay.
Just kind of have each other back.
All right. This Kitty said your jacket is bad.
Oh, thank you, Kitty. Thank you.
The Michael Jackson thing going on.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. All right, so this is the one, glad the kids are asleep. How important is sex in a marriage and not getting stuck in a routine? Or did I skip this one? We already covered
equally yoked. Yeah, we said that.
How important is sex in a marriage and not getting stuck in a routine? And does having kids affect it? If so, what's a good solution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You waiting on me?
Who? I go first. You want me to go first?
I want to go first.
All right. I think sex is very important, extremely important in a relationship. But it's important on both sides because over time, the way that to me that you can fall into a routine is if the initiator is always the same. You know what I mean? If the same person always initiates, then it becomes, okay, well, I guess this is what we finna do. All right, let's just go on and do this. Then hurry up, man. I know Nightline will be on in a minute. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to me, one of the best ways is to switch roles in the initiation. That's the biggest thing for us. I mean, men are by nature and DNA, we are sexual creatures. The wind can blow, howl, sneeze, we can hiccup and bust a nut, to be honest. That's just the way that we are. But with women desire intimacy.
It's an emotional.
It's an emotional.
He's saying emotional. You got to tap into the emotions.
Tap into the emotions.
Yes.
All right.
You can't just. But the thing is,
how do you tap into the emotions at 3:00 in the morning?
You got to get in the mind. You got to have foreplay
but you sleep.
And stuff. But you got to work it out. You have to know how to, do a little foreplay or something.
At 3:00 in the morning, and you know what I'm saying.
But you still have to get the person ready.
Yeah.
A woman, you have to still. It might be some women that's, when the wind blows, she's ready. But I mean, for real, you need that like emotional.
Because
if it's nothing but just kissing the neck or doing something, you just can't just.
But that's like the imbalance because sometimes men don't need that.
But we need that.
You know what I mean?
Most time women need that. We need something to kind of, get us going. We don't, because most of the time, if you waking somebody up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's already on your mind, so you already ready. But that person sleep and dreaming and
I could be dreaming about me fishing with me on the side of the lake with a fire and a barbecue grill, and my thing could be just excited about me.
But the thing is,
it's like I'm excited about me, and I'm looking at man, and I got Fred Sanford playing. You know what I'm saying, and music. But at the same time, if you ain't in the mood,
But no, you just have to. I mean, most women are emotional, and if you tap into that emotional side, you get a whole different person. That's when you can get the whole different alter ego, and then I mean, that's the only. I understand not all the time you're gonna tap into the emotional side, but still. But you know when a woman is ready, it signals that you have a little signs that take place. So.
Yeah, she keeps me on my toes. Keeps it bucks. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Saying, yeah, she said you keep me on my toes. I need that.
Yeah, he do. You need that.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Hoes get down on the
Jarvis, he know Mr. Talley ain't no joke.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That goes back to like equally yoked, you know? And it's one thing to date somebody or be with somebody or be married to somebody who doesn't give a fuck or lets you get away with anything. But it's another thing when you find yourself with somebody who holds you accountable for yourself. Because it kind of steers and keeps you in line. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. Ooh, shit. I'm a mess. You know what I mean? And I'm a continuous work in progress. And me, the fact that I can admit that, anybody who used to listen to Mr. Talley music or used to see me on stage or used to party with me back in the day, they be like, man, you with that dude? That, you know, and she catches it every time she goes to places where people knew me or knew who I was. But at the same time, she...
But I already know, so it's nothing that nobody... Our relationship is so open. It's nothing that no one can tell me. It's nothing that no one can DM me or whatever and tell me, because it's so open. I mean, when you with someone 18 years, been married almost 16 years, it's nothing that nobody can tell me, because he tells me. Yeah. You know, everything from his past, everything he's done, he's giving it straight to me, because that's one thing is when you have someone that you're with that's a friend too, you know, those late night conversations when you laying down and you're just talking and laughing and you're talking about things of the past and you're just putting it all on the table. So when you do that, as with me too, it's stuff from my past. I'm not the easiest person to get along with either. You guys might see, oh, she's so sweet, she's so quiet. He knows I'm not that easy to get along with. I have my faults and I have my ways. But the thing is, it's nothing no one can tell him that I've done, because he already knows. And I mean, that's the main thing with a relationship. That's the main thing with a marriage. Put it all out there. That way nobody can come down the line and say, oh, I remember when you did this, and then whoever you with saying, oh, you did that?
Yeah, I learned a long time ago, man, is a lot of times women will make decisions based on the information that you give them. You know what I mean? So if you start a relationship and you know what I'm saying, you was in prison for doing this, or you know you had a habit or something of doing that, you know, or whatever. Yeah. A lot of times before you hide it, you know what I mean, and she find out that this is who you was. I mean, I hate watching them shows when somebody be like, I didn't know he had kids across town and a whole family and that or whatever. But yeah, but if you give a woman a chance openly to accept those things, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, you know, I got time, I got my family here, and that, you know, it's my heart. And then you give them a chance to accept that, and that makes you it helps you make better decisions in life, because to me, lies are for short-term solutions.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's like if you want to be with somebody for a hit and quit, or just for until it just, you know what I'm saying, until it just fades out. But if you give them everything up front, then it allows them to make some decisions. Just tell I can't be the only one reading this.
Oh, well, you got it.
Huh?
You got it.
Oh, Marilyn says, thank you for keeping my bro in line.
Thank you, sis.
Marilyn, you know we got histories, man. What's up, Sam, Cockshell, Omo, Sud, Sex, Wait to After Marriage. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is.
Huh?
That's a good one.
We didn't.
No.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight up with you.
It depends on where you are. If you already kind of practicing abstinence and you getting ready to get engaged or whatever, and that's where you guys been, then you know that's fine. But we didn't.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know, I mean, some religions say that you shouldn't live with anybody, or you shouldn't, you know what I mean, give it up and this and that until after marriage. I'm not. I never even preach that to my children. You know, and it's not just for the physical satisfaction, but it's all, you know, it's
honesty in the beginning. That's Kitty.
Huh?
She said being honest in the beginning. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, if two people are grown, you know, when I say grown, they're able to sustain and uphold their own end of the relationship. Sex can also produce a lot of honesty, but I will say, you know what I mean, be 100% open first. Yeah. And, you know, and honest with yourself, because a secret, well, I ain't gonna say it's no secret, but a lot of women may not know that it's less than 3 seconds after a man busts a nut that you'll find out his true intentions. It's after 3 seconds he fades off into this coldness, or not this coldness, but just like, oh, let me go get my keys and woo, let me get up out of here and go check on. I gotta work. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Our truths come out immediately after we bust a nut because we got what we want. But and a woman can be the same way.
That's what I was gonna say. That's both ways. Because I know some females, they like, I'm just trying to get mine. That's it. And it's time for you to go home. Yeah. So
truths like that come out. Yeah. In sex. Because you in a day and age where a nigga will marry you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or a female, somebody, especially a female, will marry you just to, and you know, and have to, just to get you in, and you find out that you're married to a total stranger.
That's true.
Yep. Being honest is, you know what I mean. You test driving the car. Know what you gonna do, Jamie? No. What questions should single people ask the person that they date? That's Miss Ketty. If you were single and you was dating somebody, what would you ask? I would say, if it was me,
I don't want nobody running, you know. So I mean, that's big now. You know how people running or have a record or somebody looking for them or they owe somebody. That happens a lot.
The hell? You talking about fugitive? She talking about?
No, I'm talking about period.
I guess she talking about like
you from relationships, anything.
Oh, I thought you meant somebody end up on Fox 5. You be like, oh,
no, I ain't about to deal with nobody from Fox 5. That's crazy. No, I'm talking about running, you know, like someone could be in another relationship, like you said, a whole another relationship or whatever, and you don't know. So that's one of the first things a single person should ask. You know, are you involved? But that's not necessarily a person will always be honest about it. Yeah, yeah. So as a man, I'll reverse that to you, and then I'll tell you, maybe from a woman perspective.
Let's do it like that. Boom. Yeah. We're on the first date, sitting across the table. I'm gonna ask. All right, we say we just date. It's our first time date. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Oh, you looking good in that jacket.
No, that ain't gonna work. Huh? That ain't gonna work. Cause I don't.
That's like we talking. It's just me and you talking. Our first date.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah. Did you buy that yourself?
Yes.
Did you? Oh man, you must be working. Working, mama.
Red flag.
I'm asking you. Talking to me. You ain't talking to them.
I know. I'm just saying a red flag though.
Okay. Yeah, but if you're working, that's good. Okay. Now ask me a question. So you can't think. If you can't think of nothing to ask me, that's okay.
Cause I might come off too strong.
Look at those eyes though. Those eyes are killing me. Baby brown. That smile. Ugh. Your man. I know you look way too good to have a man. You look way too good to not have a man. Ain't no way in the world that you ain't got nobody. So if you tell me you ain't got nobody, you lying.
Do you have somebody?
I mean, you know what I'm saying. It ain't official. That was a good question she just asked. It ain't official, but yeah, I'm kinda,
what's official?
I mean, we kind of going through some hard times. You know what I mean?
Well, it was nice meeting you. I'm done because I'm not about to deal with. Because that for me is drama.
Yeah, that was
I'm
bad.
done.
Really?
Yeah, because when you say, but we going through some things, I'm like, well, I would have probably asked, well, why are you here? I would have probably asked you why are you here?
Fine. You wanna holler at me? I wanna holler at you. You know.
Don't be touching and rubbing with somebody. But for me, it's just, I mean, because when you said it's not official, that's drama.
Okay.
You know, because you still tied up to someone, and for
So
me,
he's saying people invite drama to their own life when they don't answer that question. I
Yeah.
guess that's the answer right there.
yeah.
Do you have some? Is you single or is you available?
Yeah, I mean, be honest. Because if they say that they official but not really and going through some things, then what you're gonna deal with at that point is that you're gonna have that person. If you take it further, you setting yourself up for heartbreak because basically he's not done with whoever he's with, and then you're introducing not only him into your life but that person and all that mess and riffraff that come with them. So really, at this point, it's not worth it. Because that's
So a lot of people get spoiled because there are some women that'll be like, he said that, it ain't working out.
And that's when they lie because then, women, like I say, we're emotional by nature.
Right.
So then you get tied up, your feelings get in it. Then you're thinking, he telling you, well, it's gonna be over soon. I'm gonna go ahead and be with you.
Right.
And you keep sleeping with him, and your feelings get more and more attached because with intimacy, more emotions get attached. So.
You're right. Oh, that's good, man. Oh, shoot. This was a good show. Merry Christmas, everybody. We wanted to invite you into our home.
Merry Christmas.
I know everybody's got the wonderful gifts and the presents. You know what I mean? And I hope your kids are spoiled rotten. And remember that question that I posed earlier also? That was from...
What question? What question?
When a woman say, oh, you don't really have to get me nothing for Christmas. I'm good.
I know.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get me nothing. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
I hope I got something
So
under
guess
that
what?
tree,
I didn't get her nothing.
Okay.
Nope. Everything under that tree, you going to see folks. She going to see
well,
folks.
I'll be doing the live tomorrow, letting you guys know.
You going to see folks opening box after box. And she going to be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't have said what I said.
Miss Talley going to do a live tomorrow.
You ain't going to do no live.
Oh, you out.
Merry Christmas, you
Merry
guys.
Christmas. Be
man.
safe, you guys. And,
Yeah.
enjoy tomorrow and Merry Christmas.
That's it. Merry Christmas, man. Put them babies to bed. That's it from the Talleys. Peace.